Okay, I've seen other channels where they ask their viewers for their input and stuff like that. And I figured I'd give it a try. Okay, right there we got the topping lift. And for some reason, there, I think you can see it. It is wrapped around the backstay. Now, I know it's not supposed to be like that. I've asked a couple people around here if they can come up with a logical reason why. And all they can tell me is it shouldn't be like that. Backstay's here. Topping lift is way over there. No way it accidentally got around it. So it was done on purpose. I'm just keeping an open mind and thinking maybe there's actually a logical reason. I just don't know it. So if you can come up with a good guess, go ahead and leave it in the comments.
Note to self: remember to bring stuff from home that I need here on the boat. I don't remember what that stuff is, and I probably won't remember when I get home and watch this, but hey, at least I'm trying.
Well, for anybody who's watching who likes to see progress and updates, how's that looking? I mean, if you actually watched the first video, you'll remember that this is where the diesel used to be stored. I mean, where the water used to be stored. Well, there were batteries sitting right there. That was the house bank, 2 6-volt batteries, and, you know, had a bunch of wiring and crap everywhere. I still got some plumbing to tidy up and a little bit of wiring still to go. But I think it's looking a lot better. And like I said, what I think is what matters to me. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, those 2 lines that go down right there. These here are the fuel lines that go to the generator. So they come off of the top of the tank there. They wrap around the fuel lines that go to the engine. Drop down here. Run back beside the engine. Come out the other side. Go way back. And on the other side of that bulkhead where that picture is, that's where the generator is. So I don't know how much I'm going to reroute it, but I kind of don't like having them run right beside the engine. I definitely don't like having them just hanging down. And I don't like them being wrapped around the other fuel lines. So I'll probably unhook them and somewhere up in there fasten them and run them probably across the top so that for some reason it does spring a leak. I can actually see it leaking because it's not wherever down through there somewhere. I think that's them. Don't know. Maybe. But that's, I don't know. Maybe I'll get on it now. Maybe I won't. I still need to get up there and check out that generator, see if it holds coolant, and maybe eventually try to fire it up and see if it actually makes power. Small, medium, and large. I guess they got the variety pack. So you see them 3 through holes out there that are right above the water line. And just ignore this wiring mess because that's all the stuff I'm running and I need to tie up. We get down in here. There they are. Now this one over here, it's got the seacock. This is the exhaust for the engine. The medium has a cap on it. It's just plugged off. If you go to the small one, there we go, small one. It's got a T with a line on it. Then it comes back, another T with a line on it. And then the end here, it used to have a little check valve on the end here, which was messed up, and I ended up taking it off. But they actually had 3 different lines ran to it. Originally, one of these, I forget which one it is. I think it was this one. One of them was hooked to the shower sump for the aft head. The other one, it's got the water cold freezer, and it was the water line coming from the freezer. Now keep in mind, this is the very small through hole that you see on the outside. There is no seacock or nothing, but it's above the water line. And this third line, which is this one here, which is unhooked right now, but used to be hooked into it. And it runs down and through, comes over. And if you remember when I had the floor up, and I was down here in the bilge, and there was that line that goes to nothing, that's the other end of the line that is hooked to the through hull. Now, I'm thinking it used to be a sump pump, or a bilge pump down there. But when I was working on the shower sump, which is right over there, and I was trying to get it working and testing it out and put water in, and every time I put water in it, the pump would kick in, start pumping, and I'd go outside and getting water out. It's like, okay, cool. And then I would hear the bilge pump up in the front start running. It's like, why is that thing running? I'll dump a little bit more water in here, you know, flushing everything out and cleaning it. And every time I put water in here, the pump would kick in. A few seconds later, bilge pump up front would kick in. So I started checking into it, and that's when I realized that that check valve on the front here was messed up. So when the shower would pump in, and it would come in, I think it was the shower was coming in here. This line that goes down into the bilge that hooks to nothing was on the end where this one is now. So the shower would kick in, pump here, and the water, half of it would go out through the through hole, and the other half would come back down this line and go all the way down and dump in the bilge. And I don't know why that center one is capped off and 3 lines ran into here. Of course, there's another through hole just forward of here, which is also up higher, which is where I ran the shower to. Because they had a bilge pump sitting up here by the engine, and they had that ran out through the other through hole. So I'm pretty sure that used to be for the shower up there. I'm pretty sure that this one, it's the little teeny tiny one, probably went to the freezer. And the one that's capped off, which is what I plan on doing, is uncapping it and running this line to it, and then putting another bilge pump so that if for some reason, you know, the one that's in there fails, or the one that's already in there, something, you know, worst case scenario, it doesn't work, I'm going to have a bigger bilge pump as an auxiliary. Once the water gets a little bit higher, it'll kick in and just pump it right out over here. And right now, one of these lines goes to nothing, because it's the one that used to go to the bilge pump that was sitting up by the engine. The other line is for the freezer, and the other line is the one that eventually will be for the bilge pump. Well,
for those of you who watch this channel and actually stick around like for the long haul, who knows, you might be able to see me go insane. Because, I mean, to the average person, I guess, something like this where, there's stuff that needs done there and stuff that needs done there and something that they extend there, and then there's that needs done there and something down there and, something over there. And every time I look in the galley, I want to rip that countertop out. Even though I know I can't do it yet because I still haven't figured out what the plan is for refrigerator, freezer, combination spillover, separate, built-in, or whatever. And you just kind of look around and get overwhelmed because there is so much stuff. And I don't have that problem. My problem is that, I'll be walking by working on something and look at that and say, you know what? There's a piece of pipe right there that could fix that and make it look decent. And then I'll just do it. Kind of like, walking by and cleaning around the engine and seeing a nasty alternator on it and then deciding, yeah, I got to rip that off. I can't just leave it go. And of course it's froze up. And then that turns into, well, I might as well pull off the raw water pump because it might be good, it might not. I'm sure that the impeller's been sitting in there in one spot for 4 years, so I definitely need to change that. But it's just one of them things that I don't know what's going to happen when I walk around and don't have something to do. When I get to that point where I'm on the last 1 or 2 projects, I'm probably going to go nuts. I don't know. Maybe I'll go break some shit so I got something to fix. I mean, crap. There's another cuss word I got to delete out. So yeah, I'm kind of curious about the impeller in here. What the hell? Let's take a look. Just gotta clamp it in my vise here. I don't really feel much. It looks like a little bit of wear on there, but once you clean off all the crud on here, I don't feel any ridges or anything other than the ridge of the crud. Actually, the impeller doesn't look too bad. Still nice and flexible. I don't see any of them broke off. Okay, right there. There's one that's broke off. Yeah, looks like that's it. Just that one. Bearings and everything feel nice and tight. Nice and smooth. But like I said, I kind of figured I would be replacing this anyways after sitting that many years. So it's something I was going to do anyways.